What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Addicted to Madden channel. This is my second game upload, third video overall. And with the games that I'm uploading, like I mentioned in my last video, it's going to be gameplay with commentary, but there's going to be a theme to these games. A theme that I'm hoping, people can watch and maybe learn from. Some of the games I win, some of the games I lose, you can learn from my mistakes and you can learn from my victories. The first game that I uploaded was the max coverage game. The guy that I was playing was basically playing max coverage the entire game, which I don't have a problem with. I actually do some max coverage at times myself. I don't do it the whole game. There is a time and a place when I'll do it, and I did a pretty good job against his max coverage defense. I didn't win that game, but I did a pretty good job of that. So, for those that don't really are having problems against people that play like that, you can watch that video and you can see what I do against them, and maybe that'll help you out a little bit, or you can, do whatever you want. And this game, if you caught the title when it was scrolling up, this is a 2-point conversion game. There's a lot of 2-point conversions in this game, or at least a lot of 2-point conversion attempts. And the thing is there's a time and a place to go for two, and because if you don't get 2-point conversions, it can change the game. It could be the difference between a win and a loss, actually. So you got to be careful when you do that, and you'll see right there I actually go for two. But the reason why I went for two there, I normally don't go for two. I mean, if I score a touchdown, I normally just kick the extra point. But in that particular case, he jumped off sides trying to block my extra point. And in that case, I will accept the penalty and then go for two. Because, I accept the penalty, half distance to the goal from the 2-yard line, puts it on the 1-yard line. A 1-yard QB sneak is almost automatic. It's not 100% automatic, but you will get it probably 90% of the time. I mean, even from the 2-yard line, you can get QB sneaks a lot, but I don't think it's worth it there. But from the 1-yard line, I'll definitely try it. However, I will only try it once. Now, you'll see right there, he scored a touchdown and went for two. He was trying to tie the game. Now he's down by 2 points. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but that changes this game now. Because if I score a touchdown and just get the one extra point, I'm up by 2 possessions now. And I run a pretty high-powered, aggressive offense, and being down by 2 possessions, you gotta get 2 straight possessions at some point in this game, and that's not easy to do. Especially the better competition you go up against, it's gonna be harder for you to do that. So I don't recommend, when you're down by 2 points, unless it's the 4th quarter, to go for 2. I say you still just get the extra point, and then you're down by 1. And then at some point in the game, yes, you will need to go for 2, but don't do it too early in the game, because, like I said, all he needs to do is just score 1 more touchdown, and now you're down by 2 possessions, which is going to be a lot harder for you to overcome than just simply getting 1 touchdown in a 2-point conversion later on in the game. So don't go for 2 all the time. When I was saying how, if a guy goes off sides on an extra point, if he does it every single time, I'm only going to do it that one time, because I want to be up by that 1 point. If I go for it every single time and then I miss it, now that's 1 point that I've lost, and he'll still be within 1 possession. So it's not a good idea. So I don't get greedy and do it every single time. Just the one time I'll do it, and then that'll be enough to basically change the whole game. And this game, so now what could have been just 1 possession, if he wouldn't have, because I wouldn't have gone for 2 if he hadn't have jumped off sides, and then he wouldn't have needed to go for 2. So right now the score would be 21-14, but it ends up being 22-13. But then I score that touchdown before the half, so now I'm up by 16 points, which is, in his case, it's still 2 scores. He's got to get 2 touchdowns, but then he's got to get 2-point conversions. So basically he's got to get 4 touchdowns, if you think about it. And that's hard to do. And even though my defense isn't that great, it's still hard to do that. That's still a lot to ask for. So you don't want to get greedy when it comes to these 2-point conversions. You could change the whole game. And trying to get 2 straight conversions is not that easy to do, in Madden against, other human beings. Against the computer, it's easy to do. but against other human beings, not, that's a lot to ask for. And so we're here. We're still in the first half here. I'm sorry, I thought that was, I can't even keep up with this. I thought that was actually the end of the half when I scored that last touchdown, but this is actually the end of the first half right here. But I don't score, and he gets the ball, so he's still in it. He's down by 2 scores. He can still, this is still definitely a game. I've definitely lost games where I was up by 3 touchdowns, so he's definitely still in this game. But when I get the ball back, I'm going to milk the clock. I'm going to try to milk the clock as much as I can, whether he scores or not. I'm going to try to milk the clock as much as I possibly can, and to keep him from scoring. And he's working his way down. We're in the third quarter here, and he was doing really well against my man coverage. Now you'll notice how I've decided to go to max coverage. He was moving the ball against my man coverage, so he was really good at playing against man defense. So I basically had to go to zone, and if I'm going to play zone, I'm going to play max coverage, just because the regular zones are no good. When you're rushing 3 or 4 guys, there's too many holes in those zones, and it's almost just as easy to move the ball against that kind of zone as it is when you're playing man defense. So if I decide to go zone at that point, I'm going to go max coverage. And you'll see, and I'm sorry, he actually went for 2 on that last touchdown he scored. He was trying to get it within 8 points, try to get it within 1 possession, which I don't blame him, because at that point he might as well. I mean, just kicking the extra point in that case would have put him down by 9, which still would have been 2 possessions. So that's a case where he correctly went for 2, he just didn't get it. And so he's still down by 2 possessions, and we're getting near the end of the third quarter. But like I said, I'm basically running the clock. You'll notice he's doing a lot of run commit, because he knew that I was trying to run out the clock. So I was running, basically running the ball on 1st down and 2nd down. And then once he started run committing, though, then I started to do some play action. Or actually, no, not even play action, but I knew he was gonna run commit, so I knew I would have people open if I passed the ball. So I was just, again, just short passes, trying to milk the clock. And you can see it's almost the middle of the 4th quarter, and I still haven't even scored yet. Just milking that clock down. Now he's got 4 minutes left, and he's down by 3 scores. And that's a nice fumble cause that I got. I always pooch those kicks just so I can, for one, so they can't return it. But sometimes, every now and then, I actually will hit stick that guy. If they don't fair catch it, I'll hit stick that guy and cause a fumble. And I've even recovered it a couple times. And there was one time where I remember a guy even tried to let it go. He moved out of the way, hoping it would bounce out of bounds, but it stayed in bounds, so I recovered it that way too. So that's something I like to do. I actually got that from Mr. Golden Sports, because he started doing that, and I saw that, and that's a good idea, because it's so easy to give up kick returns in this game, and he actually has a very good kick returner, Ted Ginn Jr. So I didn't want him touching the ball at all, and I think the one time that I did let him touch the ball, he took it almost all the way back for a touchdown. But so this game, it's about 2.5 minutes left in this game here. He does score a touchdown here to cut it to 2 scores, so he's down by 10. He still has a chance. He still has a fighting chance, but again, I'm just going to milk the clock, run the ball, make him use his timeouts, and eventually, hopefully, take this victory. And so I've got more videos coming. I've got some good gameplay. I've got some close games coming up here, and I'm gonna put a tip video out too as well. I caused that fumble there on that punt return, and that's pretty much the end of the game. He ends up quitting after that. So thanks for watching, and keep watching my videos. Peace.